video in just one moment.
Folks, I want to talk about this story here out of Texas that is really crazy and also speaks to one of the issues that we as African Americans have to face. Black student in Stephen F. Austin in Nacogdoches, Texas. She is a white roommate. Well, she's a black freshman. Well, what happened was her racist white roommates set her up, which led to the university police officers bursting into her room with guns drawn at 3 in the morning. Christine, first of all, her name is Christine. It's a really crazy story. Her three white roommates, along with as many as 7 other girls, told their resident assistant that she was trying to attack them. They falsely accused her of having scissors. The RA then called campus police, and cops showed up, guns drawn, at 3 o'clock in the morning. The family, they certainly want the university to step in. This is one of those stories, Brittany, that we've seen other places as well. I guess it was at Yale, I believe, where a white roommate was essentially, she was poisoning her black roommate. I mean, we've had other stories as well of racism when it comes to college roommates.
Absolutely. I mean, this is an ongoing thing for Black students. These types of racist attacks on Black folks at these universities is neither rare nor random. Like you mentioned, these episodes not only correspond with what the Anti-Defamation League identifies as like this unprecedented increase in white supremacist activity since fall of 2016. And I'm going to let the viewers make that correlation. Since then, Black college students have been targeted in a ton of attacks at the Ivy League University, where I believe one white college student, she had a Black college student, she tried to poison her with her menstrual blood. In New York, at a New York institution, there was an issue. There was an issue at the University of Illinois, Catholic College in Pennsylvania. There's been multiple incidents historically, but especially heightened over the last 4 years, if you will. And it's unfortunate because these Black students have to live with the trauma. Can you imagine? I mean, we can imagine. We know too many of us have stories where guns have come blazing unjustly as a result of, white hatred. And, I think it's really important that the universities are doing the right steps and really caring about the Black students that they say they care about so much, right? Listen, I can tell you as somebody that works on a university campus, I've seen racist remarks not only come down from the university president, but I've also seen neo-Nazi posters all over the institution, and not much has been done. So it really is an issue that we have to deal with.
Malik, statement from the university regarding what took place to Christine Evans. The university is investigating a racially diverse group of students in an accident involving a false report to the university police department. The students responsible will be held accountable for their actions at every possible level. This is where people should be kicked out of school.
You actually, and I'm glad you read that statement, because when I saw it and I said to myself, well, what does that mean, a racially diverse group of students? And I know the 3 roommates were white and then the other 7 were racially diverse, but I don't know what that means. I have no concept of what that means at all and how that factors into what they did. What the roommates did were wrong. It doesn't matter if she were Black or if the roommates were white. Even if the roommates were Black, this is something that was wrong anyway. Whatever the motivation was, this is something that was wrong. We've definitely seen these things around the country before, so this isn't surprising to me. But one of the things that as I was reading up and just looking at some of these other cases, these things aren't prosecuted. They aren't prosecuted, or even they're finding that this was actually done for any type of racial purpose. So when you have these type of incidents racial motivation, but so when you have these type of incidents, clearly you have these 3 white roommates, I think I'm assuming female roommates, going doing this type of calling the police on to come in and do I think they call it swapping or something. Maybe that's the actual term.
Swatting. It's swatting. Swatting.
Yeah, swatting. Yeah, so the fact that they did this in and of itself is wrong. But I wonder, why is it that in all of these cases, they don't find any type of racial motivation? I don't know what you need for something to be racially motivated. And that's what kind of got me about the case that was going on in Texas. Yes, we've seen this many times before. I think it was in Connecticut, I believe it was. It was in, and maybe that's the where the white student called the authorities on a Black student who was napping on campus. What is that?
It's easy. It's called being Black in America. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
It's called being black in
Yeah,
America.
yeah, but it's just so it's like even in the state of Connecticut, there's nothing in the findings of it to say that these type of things were racially motivated. So I just wonder, well, what is it that you have to prove? And I know at the federal level, it's a very high bar for proving hate crimes and things like that. But even on a state level, what is it that you have to do to prove that something was racially motivated? It seems like this is just the case in many of these all around the country.
Yep, that's what it means to